Today we'll discuss the structure of a neuron. The neuron consists of an irregular shaped body which is called the cyton or the perikaryon. From the cyton or the perikaryon come out thread-like projections which are called the dendrons. And from dendrons come out finer threads which are called dendrites. The cyton or the cell body or the perikaryon is filled with a granular cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, you can notice some bigger or larger granules or grains which are called the Nissel's granules. These Nissel's granules are nutritive in function. The dendrons and dendrites help to bring impulses towards a neuron, and that is the function of a cyton. If you are asked what is the function of a cyton bears dendrons and dendrites which help to bring impulses into a neuron. The longest projection, hair-like projection coming out from a cyton is the axon or the tail. The axon or the tail has endings which are called axon endings. This axon or tail has several nuclei, unlike the cyton which has a single nuclei. The cyton has an irregular or a star shape, whereas axon is long and tubular. Nerve cells do not have the ability to divide because the cytoplasm of the cyton has all the cell organelles which any animal cell would contain except for a centrosome. We have studied in cell division that centrosome is concerned with cell division in animal cells. It initiates and regulates cell division. So a nerve cell never divides because it lacks a centrosome. However, this axon has a limited power of regeneration. No other part of the nerve cell can be repaired, but axon has slight ability of regeneration or of repair. So if you are asked to compare cyton with axon, and the criteria given is shape, so cyton is irregular or star shaped, axon is long, tubular, thread like. Cyton has a single nuclei, axon has several nuclei. Cyton does not have the ability to regenerate, whereas axon has little regenerating ability. If you take a closer look, you'll find there are two coverings present on the axon. The inner one, which has been shown with black dots, is called the myelin sheath. It may be present in a neuron, it may be absent. The neurons which have a myelin sheath are called myelinated, and the ones which lack them are called non-myelinated. Myelin sheath is also called medullary sheath. Myelin or medullary sheath is the same thing. Myelin sheath or medullary sheath may be present, may not be present. Neurons having a myelin sheath are called myelinated or medullated, and the ones lacking them are non-myelinated or non-medullated. Again, if you take a closer look, you'll find myelin sheath interrupted at regular intervals. These regions are called node of Ranvier. So in node of Ranvier, what happens, an impulse, it literally jumps over here. We'll talk about conduction of impulse here. So myelin sheath, right now you need to know, is interrupted at intervals, and those intervals or those areas are known as node of Ranvier. Over the myelin sheath shown in red is another layer which is called the neurolemma. Neurolemma is always present in a neuron. If myelin sheath is not there, then neurolemma is like a continuous smooth layer. So a non-myelinated fiber would have a smooth neurolemma, but a myelinated fiber always has an undulating neurolemma because myelin sheath is on the inner side and it is interrupted at intervals. This myelin sheath helps to increase the speed of nerve impulse conduction, and it also insulates the axon. Now, if you think of an electric cable wire, the electric cable wire has lot of wires in it inside. So likewise in our body, if lot of neurons are running from here to there and they are all non-myelinated, what would happen? Mixing of impulses would occur. So a myelin sheath helps to insulate the neuron or insulate the axon of a neuron and prevents mixing of impulses. Several such axons make up a nerve. So to prevent the mixing of the two, to prevent a short circuit like you would say in electric electricity transmission. Similar to this, to prevent mixing of messages or impulses, it's better that nerve cells are myelinated. So myelin sheath insulates the axon, prevents mixing of impulses, and increases the speed of nerve impulse conduction. Now at the end of axon, you will find bulbous endings. These bulbous endings secrete a special chemical which is called neurotransmitter. So after studying the structure of neuron, we move on to the how the neurons are associated with one another during conduction of an impulse. As you can see in this figure, how neurons are connected from head to tail, but they are not joining each other. They are a bit away from each other. Such an association between the axon endings of one neuron and dendrons and dendrites of another neuron is called a synapse. So synapse, in your book, in many books they write it is the point of contact, which is a wrong term to use. So if you are asked to define synapse, you should say it is a close association between the axon endings of one neuron and dendrons and dendrites of another neuron across which an impulse travels. There is a gap here, and that gap is called what? Synaptic cleft. C-L-E-F-T. It is called synaptic cleft. Now, how does an impulse jump or move from the axon endings into the dendrons and dendrites without being in contact? Now, if the circuit is not complete, electric current doesn't flow. You studied in physics. Here also, technically, circuit is not complete because wires are not touching one another. But yet, the impulse flows or impulse travels. How? Like I was telling you, there are special chemicals which are called neurotransmitters, which are released by these bulbous endings. A very common neurotransmitter present in our body is acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the example of a neurotransmitter. Now this acetylcholine is released from the bulbous endings here, and it kinds of delivers the message to the next dendron and dendrite. The impulse moves with the help of these chemicals and it comes into the next neuron. So who is receiving the impulse? The dendrons and dendrites. And who is taking it away from the neuron? The axon or the axon endings. So another difference between cyton and axon is cyton brings impulses into the neuron and axon takes impulses away from neuron. So I hope that the structure of the neuron, the cyton and the axon and their different areas and parts are clear to you, and how the neurons remain connected in our body from head to tail, running like wires, carrying messages from the brain to different parts of the body and from different parts of the body back to the brain.